Hello again, or welcome, my Cosmic Dragon friends. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today we have a love reading for you. This is what's next in this connection. Now, this can be for any type of connection. You might be together, it might be a crush situation, you might be separated, you might not be together, you may have never been together, or you may be married. Lots of different possibilities here, and we've got 3 piles of cards to choose from here. So timestamps are in the description below if you already know which one you want. I'll see you there. If not, let's just have a look at our piles. So pile 1, we have the Guardian of the Night Tarot with this very sweet tiger's eye heart, crystal heart. Pile 2, we have the Psychic Tarot for the heart with this Jasper heart. So that's Jasper crystal, red Jasper. And pile 3, we have Grimalkin's Curious Cat Tarot with this Amethyst crystal heart. So take a moment, see which pile you feel drawn to, then hit the timestamp in the description, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at what is next for this connection. You have chosen the Tiger's Eye Heart, which we will pop over here, and the Guardian of the Night Tarot. So there's a very gentle energy with this piece of Tiger's Eye. It feels like courage might be needed, like hearts may have been broken in the past, and not necessarily by this person, but there is hurt here, I feel, that needs to heal in one or both of you, and I feel that's an important theme here for this relationship to move forwards, for there to be a positive outcome or more positivity just generally. This Tiger's Eye is speaking to me about somebody in this connection maybe having 2 halves, being almost like 2 different people at times. So there may be contradictions here. Maybe somebody wears a mask some of the time and pretends to be something that they're not. That could be you or your person, and that's just information. It's not me being mean to anyone. I don't intend to do that at all. Okay. And with Tiger's Eye as well, it is a stone of courage that brings us healing, courage, self-worth, self-esteem, and helps to balance the solar plexus chakra. So one or both of you could need help or support with your solar plexus chakra. And I do have an essential oil for you as well. For some reason my guides made me grab 3 bottles of essential oils, and the essential oil that I was guided to for you is eucalyptus. I'm not saying you have to use it, it's just the one I was guided to. So symbolically I was guided to this very strong, pungent but cleansing oil, which is very clean. It's very good for when you're unwell. It lifts you up, it's uplifting, it's stimulating, it's cleansing, it's antibacterial, antiviral, so it sorts out a lot of problems, and it helps you to breathe as well. So it helps you to express yourself and to feel lighter and more open, as if you can breathe. So maybe there is an issue with breathing for one or the other of you. Maybe you've had some respiratory ailments, or maybe you just need to remember to breathe, and to breathe properly from your abdomen rather than taking shallow breaths, which can make you feel anxious or uncomfortable. So let's dive on in with our cards. I'll give these a bit of a shuffle before we get going, and we're going to have a look at what's next for this connection for you, pile 1. Okay, oops, and we have a card flying out already, which I now need to get off the floor. Okay, 4 of Cups. All right. The Hermit. 5 of Swords. Okay, this is not an easy energy. I'm going to say for some of you watching, you may be separated, you may have split up, or maybe you never quite got together, because there's a real feeling of discontent here. Discontent, arguing, and being alone as well with the Hermit, I want to say. And then we have the Lovers, and we have Temperance. So there is a lot of love here, and it's like a connection that just needs to come back into balance. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, and what is the outcome here, please? Guys, tell me. 9 of Swords. Okay. All right, I understand. And 7 of Wands on the bottom. Oh, you guys have been through it, haven't you? Okay. All right, yes. It does look like there have been challenging times for this connection, whether you're actually together or not. It's almost like I get the words you might have been torturing each other for some of you, not literally, I hope, but no judgment if that's your thing. But yes, there's this feeling of boredom, discontent, of feeling like opportunities might have been missed, or being unwilling to take opportunities that are there. Maybe you've been waiting for this person to step up. Maybe you've stepped away because they never stepped up, or they never left their spouse for you like you were expecting them to, or they just never made a move, or maybe they weren't able to take the relationship to the next level, which is what you were expecting them to do. It feels almost like promises broken for some people, although there may never have been a promise made. It may have been more of an expectation. It's a tricky energy, but it's not irreparable, is what I want to say. It's tricky, but not irreparable. With the lovers here, there's clearly a very strong connection. This is a soulmate connection. For some of you, it may be a karmic connection, so it may be a slightly shorter lived one. But it is an important and strong connection in your lifetime. So regardless of how long it does or doesn't last, it's an important one. And you know that, which is why you're here, which is why it's very meaningful to you. It could be someone you'd never been together with, or you were only together for a short time, then you split up, but you're feeling it very, very deeply. It cuts deep, I want to say, this one. And I want to say that I understand even if other people don't, okay? It is absolutely okay to be very upset about what appears to be a superficial, short-lived relationship, or one that never got off the ground, because you feel that energetic connection to them. How could you not? How could you not be devastated when an energetic connection is betrayed? In some ways, I think that's worse than people who are together for a long time but don't particularly have much of a connection, energetically or emotionally speaking. This is a deep one. With the Scorpions on the Lover card, I feel somebody could be a Scorpio here as well. I feel a lot has been hidden. There's a very mysterious, dark energy here. I mean, some of these cards are quite dark anyway, because it is the Guardian of the Night Tarot, of course, but I do feel like a lot has been hidden, a lot has been left unsaid, and the things that were said maybe came out a bit wrong, not how they were intended. So I feel that's what needs to change. That's what needs to be sorted out for this connection to move forwards. Temperance, bringing in the balance back to the relationship, bringing a sensible view back to the relationship. I feel perhaps somebody is going to step in on your behalf. I don't want to say talk some sense into them, but to your partner or to you, I don't know. But maybe a mediator, a negotiator, a counsellor, somebody on your behalf, I think can come in with a neutral standpoint just to help you understand a little bit better what's going on here so that you can move forwards together. Just because it's been so difficult and tricky, you know, somebody might have cheated on somebody else here. It's a difficult energy. But it's inseparable as well. This could be a twin flame connection here, and we could have a runner-chaser dynamic, which is so frustrating and so difficult. And twin flames can very much hurt each other as well. So whether they mean to or not, it can be something that happens. And with the Nine of Swords here, I feel like communication is what's needed. I feel like you need to get out what's been on your mind, but in a safe and appropriate way. In an appropriate place, maybe with a mediator or somebody. So this could be a divorce situation or a separation of a marriage. For example, it may be that couples counselling is actually on the cards, and that's going to help you enormously. I feel that could be a good solution here for some of you, obviously, if both of you are willing to do that. And I think it's quite possible that your other half may be. But here, what I'm shown is this has to be resolved, otherwise it's just going to go around and around in circles. I feel this is the card of nightmares and overthinking and not being able to get past what has been, what has happened, and not being able to move into the future, looking backwards with your mind and not being able to look forwards, of anxiety, of getting stuck. So there may be some mental health issues here for some people as well. Or it may just be that this relationship was difficult and caused some mental health difficulties, you know, which is completely normal. I love the little pangolin hanging upside down here. He's such a sweet little boy. But I do feel that there is still hope here, even if it's difficult. I feel actually a positive outcome is quite likely for many of you. With this one cup is still there. This one cup, this new beginning. And I feel like it will be a new beginning that happens. I think it's going to require both of you to make an effort. But what I'm seeing as next for this connection is actually a new beginning, a new understanding of each other on whatever level that resonates for you, a new understanding of each other, a new understanding of love, of relationships, what they can look like, and that they don't have to look a certain way for them to be right for you. It's a very, very interesting energy. I think I've got two very sensitive people here in this connection who maybe just need to cut each other a little bit of slack and learn to understand each other a bit more. So let's pull some more cards. Let's find out what's next for this connection. We're going to get some energy here from your person. Yes, there it is. I wish I could understand you. There is a lack of, I feel like there's a lack of understanding here. Like literally you just don't understand where the other person's coming from, or they don't understand where you're coming from. And I think that's the issue here. Which makes me very hopeful that this can all be sorted out. You know, any problems can be overcome here because a lack of understanding can be resolved when you take the time to learn about each other. So I feel like a journey of learning is what will be next in this relationship. Learning and healing together, learning to understand each other. I need to figure myself out. Yes, we may have someone in this connection who doesn't even understand themselves. Maybe they're on the autism spectrum. Maybe somebody has a mental illness, you know, maybe bipolar or BPD, and just need some help to understand why they act the way that they do. Maybe you have trauma from your past, you know. Maybe you just need to understand why you act the way you do and what you can do about it. So that in itself can be an important journey to improve our relationships. You know, healing ourselves is such an important step to take when we're healing our relationships. So what's this one? I don't know where to start. Yes, there's a lot of confusion here, going around in circles with this Nine of Swords energy, which can be very difficult, very painful and very confusing as well. So I just want to bring in some reassurance here to kind of bring in a nice cool glass of water to pour that on the fiery embers of what's going on here, and bring in some gentle logic and clarity for you here. And I think that's what's needed. But I do see you being able to move forwards together, being able to collaborate together, work together, to understand each other better, to reach higher heights in this relationship on whatever level that resonates for you. So this is a very interesting pile, I have to say, pile one. Very interesting message that we have for you here. Let's get some more information about what's next for this connection, what's coming up next for you. Okay. Escaping, avoiding, blocking, pushing away, karma, consequences, cause and effect, debts, pain, apprehensive, afraid, cautious, resistant, secret admirer, suppressing, timid. Yeah, so there's a lot of resistance, but only you. That's the love I was saying. There is this devoted, so a devoted, attached, crave, and on the bottom we have possibilities. So free-spirited, adventure, risks. Yes, there are still many possibilities in this connection. There's a lot of love in this connection. It says only you. So despite everything else, I feel like you both want to work on this, and I feel that you both will. With escaping, we could have that runner-chaser dynamic of that you get with twin flames sometimes. And this is certainly a karmic experience that you're going through one way or another. You've obviously come together in this lifetime to sort out some karma together. And that doesn't mean that it can't be resolved. You may resolve it and live happily ever after. But it is up to you. And regardless, like I was saying, this is an important relationship. This is spiritually an important relationship. Whether you choose to stay in it or not, that's irrelevant. It's about the experience that you are having in this situation. So the pain card shows up, which is very sad. And I understand now, I think, why we have the tiger's eye here, which brings courage, reassurance, warmth to this situation. And resistance. Yes, again, somebody might be resisting healing. Somebody might be resisting talking, not wanting to be the one to step forwards. I feel there's some stubbornness here as well of, well, I'm not apologising to them and then till they apologise to me. There's a bit of that here as well. But there is this pain, and it may come from somebody's past. It may be that they're projecting things onto you, or you're projecting things onto them that they haven't actually done. And I do feel as though there is a third-party energy coming in, and I don't mean a love triangle energy. I mean a wise person coming in to help you. I feel maybe a woman for a lot of people, a counsellor or a helper, a friend, somebody that you meet perhaps in a religious or spiritual setting may actually be coming in as a spiritual guide to both of you, a spiritual counsellor to both of you. But this is a very positive message to see, because I'm seeing a very difficult situation. So, okay, let's see what else. Oh, we have, they already wanted to come out, so I guess we're taking those. Okay, twin flames, that's what I said. Yes, it's a very important soulmate connection, this one. Soulmate, twin flame, divine counterpart, whatever you resonate with. Poker face, taking a chance, risks and options, not showing hand, gambling. Yes, That's what I was saying about somebody hiding who they really are. Maybe somebody hid a gambling addiction, for example, and didn't want to tell the other person about it, and that's caused friction and difficulty. Not enough, lacking confidence. Yes, 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 that's exactly why we have the tiger's eye here. Somebody was lacking confidence. Somebody thought they weren't enough. Ego and fear, self-sabotage, frustration. Yes, I do feel one of you or both of you could be sabotaging this connection, but it doesn't have to continue. I feel like there is a renewal that's on the cards here for you because you've got so much love for each other. Your connection is so strong. And I think despite the fact you may be both quite stubborn, I do feel that the connection is so strong you can overcome this. Obviously, it's not guaranteed, but I do feel quite positive regardless, even though this is a tricky one. Oh, messages from your person. My heart skips a beat when I see you. See, your connection is so beautiful. The attraction is certainly there. Hugs and kisses, XOXOX. Oh, that's so sweet. Your person's sending you hugs and kisses. So they really do love and care about you, even if you're not together at the moment, even if you've split up. This connection is very special, I'm being told. So let's see what else we have here for you. Oops. These are tricky to hold. These heart-shaped cards are a bit difficult to shuffle because they're quite big. And I have to do it off camera because some of the pictures are not YouTube friendly, like I always say. This one? Yeah. Time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. Yes, time may actually be the greatest healer for you two here. It does feel like a connection that needs healing, that needs time, but it certainly can happen. So if you are separated at the moment, the other person may need a little bit of time just to get over themselves or to do some healing. And sometimes I will just say, you know, sometimes we split up with someone and they come back to us, but like a few years later, having gone away and done their healing, and then they come back as the right person, they come back at the right time. So this could have been a situation of right person, wrong time, and it may be that this person or you may need to step away from them, and you may come together again in the future at a different time. So that is a possibility for some people here as well. So I'm going to clear these away, and we are going to get out our letter tiles, our astrology dice, and our charms, just for a bit of extra confirmation and messages here for you. Okay, and as if by magic, my table is clear again. Da-da-da. Let's get some letter tiles out just to get a bit of extra confirmation. These can be your initials, their name, your name, words that are meaningful or important to you, other people's names connected to your relationship. So let's see what we have. J-E-S-T, jest. Maybe somebody is a joker. Got Justine as well, the name come through. A, jester. E, another E. E. Okay, maybe one of you is a musician. O, W, P, C, I. Oh, well, there's a blank tile, so that can be any letter you want it to be. T. Okay, what have we got here? U. Got Pam, Pamela, another O, Jules, F, Tom, Thomas, Tinker, another I, L, Lima in Peru might be a connection, Philo pastry might be a connection, maybe want to use a pastry chef. And N. One of you might be a film critic, movie critic. And I've just seen D in the bag as well, and I feel like that wanted to come in as well, almost like a an extra letter there for you. Okay, all right. So D, the name D, might be a connection there. Desiree. I'm hearing names that I don't fully understand and can't pronounce, so I'm not going to try and say those because I'll probably butcher them. Okay, so CeeLo, Celeste, Estella. Okay. All right, now we're going to get our astrology dice. Now we're going to look at the signs that come through. It could be your sun sign or one of your big three, so that's your sun, moon or ascendant, or it could be theirs, or it could just be a sign that's meaningful to the connection. It doesn't have to be, it's just a bit of extra confirmation for some people. We have Scorpio, Sagittarius, Sagittarius again, and we have Aries. I'm going to re-roll one of the Sagittarius. Sagittarius again. So that's me told it was double Sagittarius. Maybe you're both the same sign. Maybe you're both Sagittarius. Maybe you're both into archery. Who knows? Okay. Maybe you're both equestrians, I want to say as well. Let's get some charms for you. Okay. Oh, we've got lots of letters today. We've got the sign of Capricorn. Let's pop that one over there. We have a Y. It's funny, whenever I get like a double sign, there's always another sign that comes out with the charms. W, E, we, T, wet. Maybe you go swimming together. Maybe you're both swimmers, divers, something like that. So you get wet in your job. Maybe you work at a water park. We have a mask. Yes, that's what I was saying. Somebody hiding behind a mask, not being authentic, not being genuine in this connection. We've got a heart with a paw print on it, so maybe you have a beloved pet or a cherished pet. Looks like a dog paw. We have a flying horse, like a Pegasus, so maybe the word Pegasus is important. I think it's an insurance company, isn't it? Pegasus, the flying horse. Andromeda as well. Maybe one of you is an astronomer or an astrologer with Pegasus and Andromeda coming through. Bicycle, maybe one of you rides a bicycle. Maybe you're a professional cyclist or you compete. I've got a key here. So you do really have the key to this person's heart. And I do feel, I mean, this little dog thing looks like a locket. This little heart with the dog paw, to me it looks like a key in a locket. So it may be that you literally have the key to this person's heart and you're the only one that does. And then we have this very interesting little gecko that's kind of like a very spiritual little energy with the spiral tail there. So yes, it does feel like your relationship has already been through some cycles. That's what I want to say. I think it's already been through some cycles, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you've been together. You might have been together for years, but it does feel like energetically it's been through some cycles, even if it's only been very short-lived, or if you've only known each other for a short time. It's already been through these cycles. But you've got to remember, when you go through a cycle, you don't go in a circle, it's a spiral. You're no longer at the same place as you started, even if it feels like you're back at square one. Okay, so my pile ones, I hope that was helpful to you. If it didn't resonate, remember you can check out another pile or another reading, or maybe it just wasn't your reading today, which is absolutely fine. These are group readings, remember. So please remember to like, comment, subscribe, recommend the video to a friend if you found it helpful, recommend the channel to a friend if that's something you'd be prepared to do. I'd be ever so grateful. I'm trying to reach my target of 1,000 subscribers at the moment. You take very, very good care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye. Hello my wonderful pile twos, welcome to your reading. Today we are looking at what is next for this connection. So you chose the Psychic Tarot for the Heart, which for some reason I wanted to call the Sacred Tarot for the Heart, which is very interesting. So the word sacred coming out already. So I think this is a sacred connection for you and your person. And we're just going to look at your Jasper heart here that you chose. Now, see the line down the middle? It's actually a couple of lines down the middle. I feel like somebody's had their heart broken a couple of times, maybe by this person, maybe by somebody else, but there's definitely a theme of heartbreak here for sure. Not necessarily relating directly to this connection. But also I feel this connection may have a third party influence, because there is this line, almost like this third piece coming in here if we had 1, 2 and 3. So there may be a third person encroaching on this situation, or some sort of third influence, which could be a job, school, family. It's not necessarily a love triangle, but I do feel a third influence coming in here, so it's an interesting one. But I also feel like you're about to have a breakthrough. I feel like a nut's about to crack, or it's like a seed's about to sprout in this connection. Now, Jasper is a very grounding stone. It's very healing. It's calming. It resonates with the root chakra, which is connected to the physical body as well. So I feel like maybe one of you has been spending too much time worrying in anxiety up in your head, or even too much time in spiritual energy, and you need to ground yourself. So the Jasper is here to help you to do that. So let's pop our little Jasper heart over here and we'll take a look at your cards. Okay, let's take a look at what's next for you in this connection, pile number 2. Oops. Okay, alrighty. 2, spread your wings. 17, heal. Number 1, manifest. 3, reach out. 1, strengthening bonds. And 6, love. Love that card. Because of course, why wouldn't I? In a traditional tarot deck, this is the Lovers. I actually adore the energy of this card in this particular deck, and I've been told to take one more, which is 5, win or lose, which sits in this position here. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Blossom, which brings in a very hopeful and positive energy for this connection. So this is an interesting one. I feel like they're all going to be very, very different, the piles today. Pile 1 was a very unusual energy. It's not the sort of energy I usually read, but that's absolutely fine because it was for somebody. So pile 2, yours is going to be a very different reading, I feel. And I keep having to pause the video to clear my throat, so there could be a problem with communication here. So, spread your wings onto, wow, this is an interesting one. Because I do see that you've had some difficulties, but I feel you've overcome them. So for you, pile 1 actually be maybe the history of your relationship. It could be something that's happened previously, and this one could be the present for you in particular. So if you feel drawn to pile 1, that might be why. So it may have felt in the past as though you did come to an impasse, like you had to make a choice, like there were difficulties on your path. And I feel like it has been necessary for you to step out of your comfort zone, perhaps for both of you to step out of your comfort zone, to do some healing. And I feel like you have actually strengthened the relationship together. Maybe you've spent some time apart. Maybe you had to step away from each other for a while and so that you could step back again. Or maybe you are still separated at the moment, but I feel like you're about to step back together. If that's the case, you're about to come back together again. The person may be about to reach out, or maybe they've recently reached out about getting back together again. Or even getting together for the first time. But it feels like healing is the order of the day right now. But healing, growth, and it is these positive new beginnings that I'm seeing here with manifest. So it does feel like one or both of you has been manifesting, the other has been manifesting this positive change, this positive forward movement in the relationship. Because there is so much love, and it looks like a connection when you're very well suited and you have a very good possibility of being very happy together. I think you're two people who could be very happy together. If you're not already, you might already be very happy together, but you're very, very compatible. I feel there's a high level of compatibility. I feel like you're both quite spiritual people as well. I feel there's a high degree of spirituality in this group. You may both be very evolved souls who both understand that you're doing your healing work in this lifetime. You both might understand spiritual subjects and higher spiritual truths. One of you might be a Buddhist. I'm getting Zen Buddhism coming through as well here. It's definitely a very spiritual group, this one. And something else my guides told me to do. They told me to pick, well, they actually told me to take an essential oil for each pile, and this is the one that they told me to take for you, which is rose. But it's rose dilute, so it's a gentler energy than the normal rose. So rose could be, of course, it's all about love, passion, beauty, sensuality, but this is the diluted version because I can't afford Rose Absolute or Rose Otto. It's ridiculously expensive, so I have to get the watered down one. So maybe it feels as though your relationship has been a little bit watered down in the past. Maybe you're waiting for that to sort of ramp up, but it is a very gentle energy here, so maybe that's why it's the Rose Dilute, and they are damask roses that this is made from. It's a 5% dilution of damask roses in grapeseed oil. From petals, of course. Maybe roses are significant to you as well. Maybe that is a flower that's particularly significant to your relationship, more so than, just generally roses for love and romance. I want to say that flowers are important to this connection. Maybe one of you is a florist. Maybe there is a connection to gardening, plants, flowers. Maybe this person gifted you some flowers or a plant or some bulbs or some seeds or something like that. Yeah, but it's a very, very beautiful connection, and it does feel like it's divinely guided for you to come together or for you to grow together. I love this Strengthening Bonds card. I really love it whenever I see this one because it is about growing together, and it's a very friendly energy as well. I feel that there's a deep friendship in this connection. So this could actually be a friendship coming together into a romantic relationship, but having to need to get over some stuff first and maybe admit to your feelings to each other or to do some healing from a previous situation before you could be together. And that could be where that third party energy, this sort of love triangle energy that I sensed with your crystal heart was coming from as well. It could be another relationship that was just on its way out, falling off the edge of the crystal here. So, because I do read crystals as well as cards, you know, a little bit of psychometry there. It's an interesting one, very interesting energy. I like this energy. I like it a lot. It feels very positive, very loving to me. I do think you have a lot of potential together. I think this is going to go in an interesting and new direction. So whatever it is that you've been hoping for in this connection, I think there's a good chance of it happening, or at least it beginning to happen and going in that kind of direction. So if you've been waiting, hoping for it to go into a more solid connection, I feel that would be the next step here, or literally for you to just come together. Maybe it's been a crush situation up until now. I feel like that can happen for you. So remember to stay focused on your goal, on the outcome, and let go of any worry, let go of clinging to any particular outcome here, and just let the universe bring you the best that it can. So let's have a look at the Lover's Oracle here, get some more information, see what your person has to say, what their higher self has to say about this connection, about where it's going. Oh, painful memories. Yes, that could be what you or this person are healing from at the moment. Painful memories, things in your past, trauma in your past, a previous relationship maybe where somebody got very, very badly hurt, probably from somebody else, because I don't feel that kind of negative energy between you at this time. I mean, you could have really hurt each other in the past, but there's some painful memories. And I apologise for my creaking chair because it wasn't doing this earlier. It's just started doing it now. I can't handle your love. Yes, it's a very deep connection. So maybe one of you had some issues with feeling deserving of this love. I needed some strength or encouragement from this lovely Jasper crystal. Yeah, or maybe it was just too much too soon, and the timing was off at the beginning, and it's only just able to come together now. It's all too much. Yes, I do feel like healing is a very, very strong theme here in this pile, which is interesting because healing was a strong theme in pile 1 as well, although it was such a different energy. It was completely different. Yes, I feel like you've both been through a lot, but I don't see any problems moving forwards here. Just bear in mind not to try and move this person too quickly, because they do have to go through what they have to go through first. You may need to just be a little bit patient with them and allow them to walk at their own pace rather than you trying to pull them along to run. They may need to sort of gently expand the friendship into a relationship, or gently move forwards at their own pace. I feel this person might be an earth sign like a Taurus or something, so you might have to gently lead the bull forwards with his favourite treat and he'll come with you. Okay, but he will not be pushed. I say he, it doesn't have to be a man, it could be a woman. Right, intimacy, bonding, sensual, confiding, beautiful. Breaking point, limit, final straw, overwhelmed. Yes, it's all too much, I can't handle you. Yes, there's a sense of overwhelm for one of you here. This might be you, this might be them. And I feel this could be what's had to be healed from. This is maybe one of the issues that's been holding your relationship up. But I do feel it's absolutely possible to overcome it. Second chance, yes, there it is. Reconciliation, making amends, opportunity. So despite all of this, this difficulty, there's a second chance here, or there's just an opportunity to move things forward when perhaps you were worried that you wouldn't be able to. No, I can't have all of those. Stop throwing them on the floor. Sorry, my guide's throwing the cards on the floor now. I think you're funny, don't you? Chemistry. Yes, there's a strong chemistry in this connection. I don't think you could walk away from each other if you wanted to. Maybe one of you did try to walk away from each other if you met each other when one of you was already connected to somebody else, already in a relationship, a marriage to somebody else. Maybe both of you were. And as I say that, I look on the bottom of the deck and there's finality. So yes, for some of you, certainly somebody has had to walk away from a relationship or is in the process of doing that. And that might be what's so painful, what's so difficult, what has held up your relationship. But despite that, I feel so very, very positive for you. This is a very positive connection. So we have one day, someday, somewhere, another time. So maybe you met this person at the wrong time. Maybe it was a right person, wrong time, and you've had to wait for them. Or there have been obstacles in your path. I do feel that there were obstacles. Possibilities, yes, free-spirited adventure, risks. The possibilities are there. They're coming into sight, into perspective right now. Better off, happiness, clear head space. So if this person was with somebody else, or if you were with somebody else, or if you are and you're coming out of that situation, I feel that they've realised that they're better off with you. They've got this clarity now. It's kind of the energy of the Ace of Swords that I get here, which is kind of reminiscent of this card, although this is technically, I think it's the Five of Swords. It reminds me of the Ace of Swords, but it also has two hands coming together almost to protect a heart here. So maybe you and this person had to work together to protect their heart when they were leaving a relationship. I feel like maybe you've been very supportive to them with whatever pain it is they've been dealing with. Maybe you've been supportive to them as they were leaving a marriage that had gone sour, that was long past its sell-by date, you know, having to step away from something that was no longer working, and they needed a very gentle touch. Or that could be something that's happening now or that is to come, but that is a strong theme here. Obscurity, we have secrets, mystery, concealing. So I think there are still some things that you need to find out about this person, and that's what we have to come here in this relationship. I think you will be, and this comes along with the strengthening bonds card down here, and reach out, I would say, as well. I feel this person will be opening up more to you as we move forwards. It does feel like an opening up, a deepening of the relationship, a deepening of the friendship. There's a lot of chemistry and passion here as well. Maybe they've said that you feel like a second chance at life to them. Maybe they've said that you feel like a second chance at love, and they never thought they'd find that. You know, if they've been in a difficult, nasty, horrible relationship, you know, with someone who's abusive or unkind to them, or just one that just wasn't working, you know, that never worked. Maybe they got married for the wrong reasons. Maybe they were with someone for the wrong reasons. You know, it may be that you're a little bit older, maybe in your 50s or 60s. And this card's just fallen out, which is mask. Okay, hiding true feelings, pretending and delude, gaslight and personify. Yeah, it feels like they've been wearing a mask for a long time, like they had to pretend to be something that they weren't. And certainly when you've been playing a part for a long time, that is something that you absolutely have to heal from. So that could be them, could be you. Okay. Remember, the two energies could be switched. The person I'm describing as your person could actually be you, could be the other way around. Date. Get back out there, meeting someone new, setting a date online. So yes, this is with the strengthening bonds. I love that this comes out with this one. Yes, I feel there is an energy of getting to know each other better, maybe going on romantic dates with this person, getting to know them getting to know you, deepening your connection, deepening your friendship. It's a beautiful energy, and I feel my heart chakra swelling up a little bit. It's gorgeous, warmth in my heart chakra. It's very loving, very deep, very sincere connection here. Soulmates, that's why. There's a soul connection here for sure. So soul connection, partnership, soul contract, life partner. Yes, this is a potentially long-term relationship. This is a potential life partner coming into your life now. And if they did leave a third-party connection, some sort of other situation to be with you, I don't think they will have done that lightly. Or they won't do it lightly, you know, if they do that in the future. Cut down, cutting out, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, yes. So this could be somebody that is separated or that was separated from you at one time. Okay, but there is a breaking of patterns here, which is very positive, which goes with this healing card that we had here as well. Very hopeful. Key on a ring. Many options, unconventional, one-night stand, string along. Yes, okay. Maybe at one point you felt like this person was stringing you along, okay, like it was never going to happen, but I do feel like it is if it hasn't already, or maybe it has already. And on the bottom of the deck we have twin flames. You couldn't make this up. Beautiful. Okay, and I need to bring this one in as well, not that one I'm being told. Heartbroken. So I feel this person was heartbroken, maybe from their previous relationship or just from previous hurt. We've got win or lose here. So that could be why it took so long for this connection, for your connection, to either get off the ground or for it to get to the place that you needed it to be and for it to be what you needed it to be. So, okay, let's get some messages from your person. Some love messages. Oh, that one wants to come out. I would choose you over and over again. Isn't that lovely? Oh, very sweet, very devoted energy. Is a real energy of devotion and love and passion and sincerity here. It's absolutely gorgeous. If you're not married, I feel like you could be, or on a soul level, maybe you already are, excuse me. You are the icing on my cake. That's adorable. You make my heart smile. This person is absolutely besotted with you. I want to say they're absolutely besotted with you. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous energy. Okay. Right, let's take one of these cards and I'm going to shuffle them off camera because not all of them are YouTube friendly. Okay. My beloved. Ah, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Oh, it's gorgeous, especially if you're separated from this person right now, or just not with them at this moment. Life is a series of constantly shifting cycles. When we resist change, we resist the natural flow of life and create unnecessary stress. Go with the flow, you will be surprised where it leads. So yes, you may have had to wait for a cycle to end for this person. I get the word cycle breaker, so I feel like you may be a cycle breaker in your family, in your soul tribe. You may be the one that breaks cycles, that steps away from old negative patterns and changes things in your family for your family line. And trust, yes. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the situation, current situation, it will automatically transform. Wonderful. Absolutely beautiful messages there. Okay, so I'm going to clear these away, and then we are going to get some letter tiles, some charms, and our astrology dice just to get a bit more confirmation and a few extra messages for you. Okay, part 2, and as if by magic the table is clear, I'm going to pick some letter tiles for you to see if we can get some initials, names, words that are meaningful to you and to this connection. Okay, you don't have to, this is just some extra confirmation. So we have the letter C, O, U, coo, cuckoo. If you're French, I just said hi to you. Okay, R. Cool, of course. Got a French theme coming through here. There could be a connection to France. Maybe one of you is French, a French speaker from Quebec, or a French-speaking country. R. T, court. Maybe one of you plays tennis or basketball or something that is played on a court. Netball. E. Tree. A. Tea, maybe you drink a lot of tea. Team, maybe you're on some sort of team together. Okay. H, G, O, courage. E, mark. E again. N, L. Maybe one of you has a goatee. Hopefully the male. Okay. Or maybe both of you are guys and one of you has a goatee. D. S. I. And another N. Sin. Maybe one of you is a devout Christian or comes from a Christian family who would view your connection as sinful for some reason. That could be a theme for somebody here. Okay. Remember, there's no judgment here. I don't believe in sin. It's not a thing that's part of my belief system. So, goat. Maybe one of you is the goat. Maybe you're really good at something and you've called the goat. Right. Men. Maybe you're both men. I feel like we may have some gay couples here. Obviously, everybody's welcome on Cosmic Dragon Tarot. Ring. It's funny, I'm getting words more than names from this one, which is really interesting, but there may be some initials here for you as well, or you may be able to see some words here, so you might want to pause the video here and just have a good look at those letters. And while you do that, I'm going to get our astrology dice and see what signs want to come out for us. Now, this could be your big three, their big three, so sun sign, moon sign, or ascendant, or it could be a sign that's meaningful to the connection in your synastry or in one of your charts. Okay, we have Leo, Leo again, double Leo. So you might both be the same sign, or you might both be Leos. Oh, you might just both be massive drama queens. Okay. We have Pisces and we have Aquarius. I'm going to see if one of the Leos would like to change its mind. And it's become Libra. Oh, okay, so there's bit more of a chilled energy coming through with the Libra. Okay. Gorgeous. All right, let's get some charms for you, part 2. Let's see what we've got. Oops, there we go. V, A, J. Helen, don't say that out loud. Okay, we're on YouTube. I don't want to get banned. Need to grow up. Okay, JV, maybe in a joint venture or some sort of work together. Got this gorgeous filigree heart. Maybe one of you likes Art Deco architecture or art. Maybe one of you is an architect, an artist, or just somebody who appreciates the finer things in life. We've got two intertwined hearts here. So this is a strong loving connection. Look at that. Heart, two hearts as one. Beautiful. Oh, we got our lovely little fairy. Oops. Fairy holding her magical ball of energy. So there's a very magical, sweet, kind of innocent energy that comes through. And we've got a very cute little flower here. What kind of flower is this? I'm not sure what kind of flower that is. Interesting. Sweet little flower. So one of you might like growing flowers. And we did have that connection to roses, didn't we, and flowers. So didn't I say one of you might be a florist or something like that? So there could be a connection to gardening or plants or flowers here. So made with love. Isn't that cute? Now these are actually charms that obviously you would use to make jewellery with, which is why we've got a made with love. But it does feel like your whole connection is made with love. It's almost like for as long as you've known each other, you've loved each other. It was almost like a love at first sight, or even if it wasn't a relationship immediately, or you didn't meet in circumstances that were conducive to having a relationship, it's almost like you adored each other on sight and you just knew you had to be connected somehow, that you had to be friends. It's a really gorgeous, loving connection here, really lovely and key. So I do feel like you have the key to this person's heart. So maybe it's time to open the locket. I kind of want to put it with this little locket heart over here. Yes, you do have the key to their heart, so maybe it's time to open up, or maybe it's time to open up your heart to them. Okay, so that's all I have for you, beautiful pile twos. Thank you so much for joining me. You remember to take very good care of yourselves. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you in the next reading. Remember, you can watch another pile if you feel drawn to as well. Please feel free to watch another reading. There's lots of them on my channel, and there will be lots more too. You take very good care. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Hello, my glorious pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we're looking at what's next for you in this connection, or what's next in this connection. You chose Grimalkin's Curious Cats Tarot and the Amethyst Heart. Now, this little heart, beautiful amethyst, I do feel like you may have been under stress, because amethyst is a crystal that absorbs stressful energy, negative energy. So there may have been gossip or negativity around you, I feel. Perhaps you've had to spend some time on your own. Perhaps you've had a bit of a difficult time of things recently. Yes, I feel like the amethyst has shown up for a reason. So you may enjoy amethyst in your own life, or you may be working with this particular crystal right now. And if you're not, I would suggest that you might wish to consider either getting a piece of amethyst or taking your piece of amethyst out, and make sure you cleanse it, because amethyst does get very clogged up with the negative energy. So you must cleanse it regularly. And you can do that by putting it out on the full moon, just putting it out on your windowsill. Don't put it in the garden necessarily. Or running it under cold water with the intention of cleansing its energy. So it's a very gentle, very beautiful energy. I feel almost like there's kind of an old lady energy that comes through here as well. So maybe you resonate with granny core, you know, maybe you like the what are they called, the granny hobbies, like Zoomers and Alphas seem to really like that stuff. Actually, a lot of us millennials do as well. I'm technically a zennial, but you know, I'm an early millennial. I'm a millennial elder, if you will. Yes, there's some damage here on this heart as well, with that funny little seam down the side. So maybe you've had to hide an aspect of yourself for a lot of your life. Maybe there was a part of you that you couldn't show to everybody, that you kind of had to hide and screen off from other people. It could be your spirituality, your spiritual beliefs, maybe some spiritual abilities that you have that maybe other people wouldn't accept. Or it could be something else like sexuality, or just something that you had to keep a secret from others, which is a shame, because it made it difficult for you to be your whole self and to show your whole self to others. I also get travel coming through quite strongly here, because I'm seeing the shape of a bird in this crystal, but it's a bird that looks similar to an aeroplane. So there could be a connection to birds and or aeroplanes here as well. I want to say a connection to the Spitfire as well, because the inventor of the Spitfire was inspired by watching gulls, wasn't he? Or birds, seabirds. Yeah, seabirds. Oh, that could be a story that inspires you, connection with World War II or the Spitfire Supermarine. That took an interesting turn. Okay, on that bombshell, let's have a look at your cards. Let's find out what's next for this connection. All right, what's coming up next? Okay, remember, if this isn't resonating for you, you can pick another pile or you can pick another reading. There's a whole bunch of them over on my channel. Okay. Six of Swords. Page of Cups. Doesn't that look like Bedford? Bedford is my cat. If you haven't seen him, I'm sure you will, because he likes to show up and show off. Knight of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. The World. Seven of Cups. Queen of Cups. No, I don't feel drawn to take anymore. Okay, that's good. This is good. Okay, we've got 4 on the top, 3 on the bottom, so I feel like a little bit of a top-heavy energy coming in here. Maybe you've been thinking too much about this one. I want to say maybe you or your person have been all up in your head about this, maybe overthinking things, maybe approaching the relationship from the mind instead of the heart for some reason, which is a shame because that's not the ideal way to do things. We must think and make decisions from the heart, wisdom as well as the mind. And in romantic relationships, probably more the heart than the mind. So 6 of Swords, interesting. It feels like you're moving away from difficulties. Perhaps this person is stepping away from a negative relationship. Maybe you are stepping away from a negative relationship into a better one, and there are better days ahead for both of you. I feel like this could be a crush situation or something where it's very, very early days and it's going quite slowly. This is what I feel for this particular connection. Obviously, it'll be different for everybody. So even if that's not your exact situation, there might still be some messages here for you. It's a very gentle, light energy here. And my guides also told me to take an essential oil for each pile. And the one I have for you is ginger. And I want to say ginger Tom, ginger cat. I want to bring in ginger orange cats right now. That seems like a theme. But ginger is also warming. I think it's used for like aches and pains, things like that. I think it's anti-inflammatory if I remember rightly. But I'm not saying put it on your skin, for heaven's sake. Do not use essential oils if you don't know what you're doing with them. And they must always be diluted as well and done correctly. So always speak to a professional aromatherapist if you want to know how to do that. But ginger, I'm very drawn to ginger for you. There's something about it that's healing. It's very warming and soothing. Like I make ginger tea when I'm unwell, for example. You know, if I've got a chest infection or a cold or something like that, I will turn to ginger. It's warming. It's good for like morning sickness as well, isn't it? For nausea and car sickness, motion sickness, that sort of thing. So it does feel like the ginger energy is coming in to support you here. Right, and the Page of Cups, it's kind of like this very gentle, innocent beginning of a relationship. And I just love that the cat looks just like my cat, because he is such a sweet, innocent little boy. Much as he goes and beats up all the other cats every night in my neighbourhood. Knight of Pentacles, it's a slow mover. It's a slow mover, but it's a serious mover. So you might both be a little bit younger, or you may be... could be that one or both of you are not very experienced in relationships, so you do things a little bit slowly, perhaps apprehensively. Maybe there's some fear there as well. But certainly there's a lot of optimism about this relationship, I feel. It feels like it's a fresh start for both of you, like it's a positive situation for both of you. Maybe you've both left more negative situations behind. Maybe you've had difficult relationships in the past. You know, I don't necessarily mean to say that you've left someone to be with this person. You might have. And it does feel like this person with the world ticks all your boxes. You may be idolising them a little bit, or they might be idolising you a little bit. So I would offer some caution there to remember that this is a human being, all right? And we have our foibles and our vices. We are not perfect. The Seven of Cups is interesting because it brings in a number of choices, and perhaps that's why things are moving slowly at the moment, because there are a lot of choices and decisions to make. And I would say I like the slow movement, and I want to say you don't have to move in together like really quickly or anything like that. If you want to take things slowly, you know, maybe you're religious and you don't want to be physical before you're married or something like that, or you want to be in a stable relationship before you live together or have, you know, physical relations or anything like that. And I find that I'm editing my language here. So maybe you come from a culture or a country or a religion where that sort of thing isn't talked about or isn't spoken about, or perhaps it wasn't spoken about in your family. Maybe your family were not open about such matters or would disapprove of them. Maybe you come from quite a posh family or a religious family. So yes, and it may be making you think and consider, how am I supposed to do life? I feel like I'm supposed to do it, but how the people who came before me, my family, my tribe, my community did it is not quite right for me. I want to do things differently. I'm a modern person. I'm a young person. You know, there's this young vibe no matter how old you are. And there may be a little bit of confusion of how to do relationships or how to do it. So that might be something for you or for your beloved to research, to learn about together, and to decide how you want to do this, how you want to do your relationship. And that is completely up to you, remember. You have free will. You get to decide how you do things, what your relationship looks like. And it's a beautiful connection here with the Queen of Cups. Isn't that a gorgeous energy? It's a very innocent, sweet energy that becomes a very loving and long-lasting potential as well here. That there's a huge potential for this to be long-lasting. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous emotional connection, deep emotions. And I would say be very gentle with each other, because I think one or both of you is very sensitive in this connection. You really feel everything to the nth degree. One or both of you might be an empath. You might be very psychic, very intuitive. You might be a medium. And or just a very sensitive and sweet person, because that's the general energy that I get here. It's gorgeous. And I see this very sweet, loving relationship moving forwards. Now, with the Eight of Swords here, I just want to explain this card, because the Eight of Swords is about holding yourself back or keeping yourself from something that you want, or imagining there is a restriction that means you can't do something. So there may be some sort of restriction that comes up either now or in the near future, because it's actually in the near future position, this one. So there may be some sort of taboo. Maybe you're from different backgrounds, different cultures, different religions. So there may be something that on the face of it would appear to be an obstacle, but I don't believe it's a true obstacle. I don't believe it's something that you couldn't choose to overcome. So I would caution, yes, it's fine to move slowly, but don't imagine that you have to do what everybody else says or impose rules on yourself, when actually you could overcome the restrictions and you could very easily move past them. You know, don't put unnecessary obstacles in your own way. I want to say get out of your own way. Because with this one, the cat in this case, or the person on the Eight of Swords card, generally they're stood behind like this wall of swords, but they could very easily walk around it. It's like they're choosing to stand there in front of the wall going, no, I've been naughty, I have to stand here in the naughty corner behind these swords. No, you don't. You don't have to do anything of the sort. You can do whatever you want. You can walk around the swords and go over there and do something else. Do something productive. Don't be a martyr. Don't suffer for the sake of it. Okay, and I didn't mean to beat up on you a little bit there, but that's just how the message is coming through. And that could be for you or for your beloved. Very beautiful, sweet energy. I'm loving this energy. Let's get some more cards. Let's get some other messages here. So these are more of a shadow deck. Let's get some shadow messages from this one. Then we'll have some lighter messages. Childhood trauma, yes. So one or both of you could have some childhood trauma that you need to overcome, or some trauma in the past, difficulties from your past that need to be overcome. And this is perhaps why you're very sensitive and very intuitive, because children who grow up in that kind of environment very often become very intuitive, very psychic, because they have to. It's a survival thing. We have to develop those abilities extremely fast to survive, to do okay. Oh, okay, so the issue of being physical together is definitely coming up here. So that could be something that you need to agree upon, whether that's something you're going to do straight away, something you both want to wait. You know, if you have a preference there, I think you should make that known. I think that's a very important thing to discuss. Consent may also be something you want to talk about as well. Or it could just be that this is a very passionate relationship and that's very much on this person's mind, or maybe that's something that is to come, because we are talking about what's next in this connection. Maybe that is the next step for you and this person. You deserve better. Oh, and it's close to the Eight of Swords, this card. So yes, it's possible that one or both of you maybe afraid that you're not good enough for the other in this connection. On the bottom I have I'm scared of rejection. So there could be a fear of rejection here, maybe from childhood trauma, or from having a parent that was emotionally distant, or from being in a relationship where somebody was emotionally distant or very cold, and feeling not good enough as well. So I want to say be gentle with yourself. If you have some work you need to do, some healing you need to do to make yourself feel better. One of you might suffer from depression, anxiety, ADHD, some mental health stuff. Get the help that you need. Make sure you're getting the help and support that you need, because this is a beautiful relationship, beautiful connection. Your energy is wonderful. Their energy is wonderful. I think you deserve all of the help and support that you can get. So take what is available to you and make sure you're doing the right thing for you. Okay, so let's get some more messages here for you. What are the themes we've got coming up in this connection? What's coming up next for my pile threes? Clarity, truth, intentions, honesty. Yes, this is what I was saying with the Seven of Cups. Get clear on what it is that you want, what your intentions are for this relationship, and be very clear with the other person as well. Chemistry, yes. Yes, attraction, spark, passion. I think we've established that there's a strong chemistry in this relationship. There's a deep desire, passionate desire here. Pain, apprehensive, afraid, cautious. Yes, I feel like one or both of you is quite fearful when it comes to relationships. Maybe you're actually a bit scared of the other, but maybe they're a bit scared of you. Maybe that's why they were holding back and you were like, why are you holding back? Why are you going so slowly? It's because they're terrified of you. Not in a bad way, just because... What is it they say? If you're not a bit scared of them, they're not the one. If you're not a bit scared of her, she's not the one. Okay, so take it as a compliment, to be honest. If the other person's a little bit scared of you, it's all right. Not too scared, you know, there's a balance to be found here. Let's see what else we've got. I'm being told one more. Obsession, infatuation, adoration, addiction. Yes, I do feel there's a very intense connection, a very intense connection. So do be aware not to get too obsessed with this person if that's something you are prone to, or maybe the other person's a little bit obsessive here. So that might be why they're holding back, if they know they're a bit obsessive and they feel like they have to hold back just to temper things. So, okay, what have we got? Ship, cutting ties, moving on, receive what you need, progression and arriving. That's interesting because we started with the Six of Swords, which is normally a person or people in a boat moving away and arriving on a new shore, leaving something behind, moving on to something more positive, leaving negativity behind them. And 6 is the number of the heart, the sacred chalice as well. So I feel this is about leaving something behind, moving to the next phase of this relationship and receiving what you need, getting what you need, and make sure you're asking for what you need as well. So you might need to get clear on what it is that you want from a relationship. You might want to work with a relationship coach or something like that, dating coach. Teddy bear, interested in you, blooming romance, flirting, wanting to date. Isn't that cute? Not enough, yes, lacking confidence, self-sabotage, ego and fear, frustrations. That's what I was saying. And mirroring each other. It's kind of a very twin flamey soulmate energy comes up when you get the mirror. Self-reflection, introspection, inner wounds. So yes, you may mirror each other, you may mirror each other's wounds, you may have had similar experiences in life. Or just be very similar people in some ways, because there is a real similarity with you two. It's very kind of twin flamey, but in the sweetest, gentlest possible way. It's gorgeous. And I've got the song Mirrors coming to head. Was it Justin Timberlake? And on the bottom of the deck, wedding rings. So I feel like that's a potential here as well. There's a good potential for a strong long-term relationship here. And healthy choices. I feel like you'd be a healthy choice for each other as well. I do feel that. For some people, there may be a nudge also to make sure you're eating the right thing, really eating and drinking the right things and taking care of your body. So, what have we got next? Let's get some messages from your person. Oops. You are one of the best decisions I've made in my life. That's adorable. Okay. This energy is so cute. I have such a crush on you. Oh, maybe it's still at the crush phase at the moment. Maybe it hasn't actually gone very far yet. Maybe you haven't even kissed them yet and you're the best. They really do think you're the best. I need you. Yeah, a little bit obsessive, a little bit needy here, but it's a lovely, sweet kind of innocent energy. So we'll just get some of these cards, these love oracles, which I'm going to shuffle off camera because some of the pictures are not YouTube friendly. Twin Flames is the card that threw itself on the floor. So yes, I said very kind of twin flamey, powerful soulmate connection energy. Oh, for heaven's sake. Throwing themselves around. All right, guys, you don't have to be quite so dramatic about it. Sexual union, oh goodness. So there is something to do with physicality, with okay, with the physical relationship here, which appears to be a theme that's coming up at the moment. So maybe that's something you need to have a conversation about together. Okay, I can't show you that picture. Let's turn it over. All right. So honour the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you'll find true bliss. Wow. Maybe Tantra is something that you feel drawn to or want to explore with this person or already have. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to clear these cards away. Then we're going to get some letter tiles, some astrology dice and some charms just to get some more confirmation for some people and also a few more messages. I almost forgot to say, actually, as I was starting to put these away, I got a very... Oh, cover that one up. I got a very kind of Romeo and Juliet kind of energy with you two. So it's like proper star-crossed lovers and possibly quite young as well. Or maybe your souls are quite young. That could be a thing here as well. And as if by magic, the table is clear. Let's get some letter tiles here for you. See if we can spell out some words, get some initials or some names connected to your relationship for some extra confirmation here. We have V, L, P, VPL, for those of you who know what that is, T, C, D, E, D, DD, Daredevil. Maybe one of you likes Marvel or comic books. Heroes, superheroes. N, Dean. T, Deet. Maybe one of you lives in a tropical area where there are large insects that would eat you alive. A, O, Dino. T, Tatiana. Vanessa. Paulie. Cats. P and S. R, Q, and I. Maybe one of you has a very high IQ or you enjoy the TV show QI, Stephen Fry. Could be a connection there. What have we got here? 3 Ds, that's interesting, isn't it? How they come out in a little pattern there. Let's see what else we've got. Quetzalcoatl, that's a mythical creature, isn't it? Quetzalcoatl, am I saying that right? It's a mythical kind of like lizard creature from South America, like a god, Quetzalcoatl. I'm probably not saying it right, but I'm hoping you know what I mean. So there could be a connection to South America or South American history, ancient history as well. Deeds, one of you might be a lawyer, might work in family law. PLC, one of you might own a company, be a director of a company, be a CEO. Very interesting people watching this one, I tell you. Okay, maybe one of you drives a van. Maybe one of you is a telephone engineer or some sort of engineer, broadband, telephone, telecom engineer. I get a military connection comes through. Maybe one of you is in the Royal Signals, or there's a connection to the Royal Signals, or a similar regiment in another country. Fascinating. Okay, right, let's get our astrology dice for a bit more confirmation here, see what signs we've got. Now these could be from your big three, their big tree. Okay, let's bring in a big tree. There's a connection there for somebody, so the big tree message. So the big three is your sun sign, moon sign and ascendant or rising sign. It could be a sign that's just very prominent in your chart or in your synastry as a couple. So we have Capricorn, Aquarius, Taurus and Cancer. Gorgeous. Okay. And now we're going to get some charms, get some extra messages here for my lovely pile threes. Let's see what we've got. Oh, there's a lot of charms. We've got a lot to say for you guys. We have an owl, connection to wisdom and learning. Got a gorgeous sea turtle. You could have a connection to sea or conservation. We've got 2 sea turtles. Maybe that's how you met. Maybe that's a connection that you have. I feel there's an Atlantean timeline here, that you're both connected from an Atlantean past life. We've got another owl. Oh, look at you. They're all coming out in pairs. The animals came in 2 by 2. Maybe you're both religious, Christian or something. And I'm talking about the books of the Bible now, and the flood and Noah's Ark and all of that stuff from ancient history, which is absolutely fascinating. Maybe that's something you're interested in or both interested in. We have a deer and another deer. Look at that. They're coming out in pairs. I've never seen anything like this. We have an F. Oops. We have a bee that's just fallen on the floor. Okay. Maybe your BFFs. Maybe you started out as best friends. And we have a J. Okay. Jingle bells, I want to say for some reason. Then we have a clover. It's very lucky because it's a 4-leaf clover. That's very good fortune, serendipity. It's a gorgeous cat here with very big eyes. Got some acorns. A rocking horse. Now this one always looks like a sun and a moon combined to me, so maybe you are the 2 halves of the whole, the yin to each other's yang. It's gorgeous, gorgeous energy. Then we have the infinity symbol, and that tells me that your souls have always been together. I feel in lots of lifetimes your souls have been together. They have a potential to be together for a long time in this relationship as well. This one's a feather. We have a sweet little mermaid. We have the sign of Virgo, which I'm going to pop over here. So we actually have all the earth signs here. And what is this? Oh, this is a squirrel on a branch. And I think this is an oak tree, which again confirms with, matches with the acorns over here. I feel like this is an oak tree, looking at that leaf. And from tiny acorns, oak trees grow, don't they? So maybe your relationship's at the tiny acorn stage at the moment, but very soon or one day it'll be a big tree with cute little squirrels sitting on it. Okay, so that's all I have for you, my pile threes. I hope that was helpful. I hope you enjoyed. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Please feel free to watch another pile as well if you feel drawn to do so, or another reading. There's lots of them on my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Love you guys. Take very good care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.